As you can hear the sound of my voice, I just got back from a SmackDown taping in Greenville, South Carolina, as well as a main event taping that happened at the same exact time. Now, the shirt and what I'm going to say about Monday Night Raw is going to be done on Monday. I actually did record my review on Monday, but this one is actually being recorded on Tuesday, the night of the SmackDown recording. So it's going to be different when it comes to the shirts. But speaking of shirts, I actually did wear this shirt, the definition of a jobber. This shirt was actually designed by OkayFabe, well, Connor, aka OkayFabe, and it's actually been on his website, that he actually has on his website. And as you can hear, I'm repeating myself because I'm exhausted. But anyway, you can find this shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/OkayFabe for those who are interested. I mean, Connor made an amazing design. I actually had compliments on it when I was there at SmackDown. It's a pretty cool shirt. And also, guys, I want to kind of play a game with this. Now, I have no idea whether or not I was seen a lot on SmackDown. I saw myself maybe once or twice on Main Event, but I'm curious to see whether or not you guys see me. So let's just play a hashtag game called ISpotAJobber. And a jobber is me. I mean, you don't have to necessarily put anybody else's name down, but this is just a fun thing to see whether or not you guys have actually seen me on SmackDown or Main Event. Now, if you see me, send me a tweet at RKH30 and hashtag it ISpotAJobber. And the jobber would be me. So you can just go ahead and do that. And just let me know whether or not you see me. But for those who are interested in getting Connor's shirt, it is at his website is at prowrestlingtees.com/OkayFabe. I will put more information in the description box for those who are interested, as well as my Twitter account, well, my Twitter address, and also the hashtag. As you can see, I am exhausted, so I'm going to go to bed. But you guys can actually watch this review of Monday Night Raw on Monday, May 16th. Enjoy. I'll see y'all later. This is the go home show to Raw for Extreme Rules. Now, I'm going to say this. They actually did a pretty good job promoting the pay-per-view, which is what they're supposed to do. But the one gripe that I had was there was far too many commercials in between matches. It took me out of the match. I wasn't really enjoying myself that much because it was hard to tell what was going on when they came back from commercial break. That's the only thing I wish they would stop doing. They will wait until maybe a transition from segment to segment, or maybe from after a match ends and then go to commercial. But honestly, the commercials in between matches is just too much. And you never really know what's going on afterwards. That's my only gripe for this situation. But honestly, like I said, they did a decent job actually promoting the actual matches that's going on for Extreme Rules. And then we end up finding out there's going to be a kickoff match with Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler again. It seems like they're starting to run out of ideas of what they're going to do with Baron Corbin. And they keep putting him in these mediocre matches with Dolph Ziggler and having him at a kickoff match. This guy should be in a decent feud. For crying out loud, he's the Andre the Giant winner. So why can't they just treat him like they should actually have a decent push? The tag team match that we saw between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus The Miz and Cesaro was interesting. It was an interesting twist. I actually did like the match. It was pretty fast paced and it gave you a glimpse of what you're going to see on Sunday night. So it wasn't too bad with me. But I do have an issue with the Golden Truth. They keep trying to make this thing a thing. Not to mention they kind of made it into a love story more than just a cohesive tag team get together. They're making it into How Harry Met Sally, almost. Except without the orgasm scene. But other than that, it was just weird. I mean, I don't know. And then what happened on SmackDown before when he was trying to cover his face, they looked like they were making out. I don't know what they're trying to do with these guys, but it's just flat out creepy. It really is. I kind of wish they stopped this, and I kind of wish the Golden Truth would just end. But other than that, they made it a thing, just like Febreze is a thing. And I'm calling them Febreze because I can't remember their name. But now that Fandango and Tyler Breeze are actually a tag team, and Tyler Breeze actually got a win, I'm looking forward to see what those guys have in order. But at this point, I can care less about the Golden Truth, and I kind of wish the Golden Truth would just skedaddle. But anyway, the funniest thing was you actually heard Big Cass make a Family Matters reference, and unfortunately, no one gets it. We gotta remember we're in 2016, and millennials are not going to remember what happened like around the 80s or early 90s. They're just not gonna know. So it was just kind of a shame that I got the reference, but nobody else did. And I'm like, man, that kind of sucks. But despite all that, what can I say about having the women, the women's signing actually being the main event? I would never really expect it, but then about this whole women's revolution, they had to prove a point somehow. But honestly, that was probably the worst segment I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, seriously, it was horrible. It was the worst talk time between Charlotte and Natalya I have ever heard. It was just like a bunch of cats just squealing and just nails on a chalkboard, kind of uncomfortable. And I love Charlotte. I love Natalya. They have great potential to speak very well. It's just, I don't know what was going on with Charlotte. I don't know at all. And Ric Flair had some fire under his belt. Seriously, he really did. But I'm really hoping that he was on the level that night, especially the fact it was in North Carolina and it was in Flair country. But speaking of North Carolina, did the WWE really take much thought to have the Shining Stars premiere in North Carolina? Like, honestly, what were they thinking? Let's be real. North Carolina is as lily white can get. And in the Carolinas alone, not saying that there's no Latino population. It's just not a big Latino population. There's some Latinos there, but just not a big Latino population, especially Puerto Rican. I would understand if they want to do it in Brooklyn or New York or somewhere up in the in the Northeast, like in the New England states. I understand that. But doing it in the South and in the Carolinas and Flair country made no sense because no one cared. It was dead quiet. You can pretty much hear crickets. No one cared for the Shining Stars. No one cared for their promo, and no one cared about the match. It was a bad choice to have them premiere here. It just was. I'm sorry. It was a dumb idea. But despite all that, my highlight of the night was the announcement of the Asylum match. I absolutely have no idea what the Asylum match is because it's the first time I've ever done it. But it sounds not only brutal, it sounds creepy and brutal. And I'm kind of excited about that match. The only thing that kind of bothers me, though, is that I'm hoping it doesn't fall with a thud like the Dean Ambrose-Brock Lesnar match. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed myself for WrestleMania 32 when it came to Brock Lesnar suplexing Dean Ambrose about 14 times. Probably more than that. I can't remember, he was 16 or 14 times. But other than that, you had Barbie hanging up there. You had a straitjacket hanging up there. My biggest issue is, are they going to allow them to use these objects? That's my concern. Are they going to allow them to use the barbed wire bat or the straitjacket? Are they going to allow them to use these tools, or are they just teasing us again? That's one of my biggest concerns. But other than that, this looks like it's going to be an insane match, and I am looking forward to seeing it. But guys, my overall thoughts is this, and I know I'm cutting it pretty short, but there's pretty much nothing much to say. Well, not in my humble opinion. My overall thoughts is this. They did a decent job actually promoting the matches that's going to be on Extreme Rules. Not to mention giving you a glimpse on how it would actually turn out. I did not like the main event, though. They actually tried to hype it up into something, but unfortunately, the women did not know how to speak very well for some strange reason, and Ric Flair was pretty much the highlight of the entire segment, even though that kind of fell flat too. But again, my highlight of the night definitely was Dean Ambrose, and he definitely did bring the fear out of Chris Jericho, and I am looking forward to seeing that. But other than that, guys, I want to hear your thoughts about this go-home show. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And like I said before, if you see me on SmackDown wearing this shirt, the definition of a jobber. I will put information about OkayFabe's t-shirt store in the description box, as well as probably leaving something on the bottom for you guys to look at. The actual website on the bottom for you guys to know exactly where to go if you're interested. It's actually $19.99. It's pretty cool. I actually like this shirt, and I am going to wear it on SmackDown. So if you guys do see me wearing it, by all means, I'll leave something below. Just send me a tweet at RKH30 #SpotAJobber. Or SpotAJobber. That's as simple as it can be. But yeah, send me a tweet if you see me wearing this shirt and just say #SpotAJobber. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.